All right. Well, Joshua, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me and our Built for Life series. Very excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your role within your company and give a little high level on what AZ Casino is all about.
Yeah, so as you know, my name is Joshua. I have a wonderful wife who's also my business partner and three kids, live here in Arizona, the Valley mainly. And then we have this company that we started 2018, 2015, excuse me. 2015, we started our company doing this Arizona casino nights, and we grew it over time. And basically, we get a party for a living, and that's the joke I always make. But in a lot of ways, we truly do. So we get to travel to people's homes and hotels and big corporations or 40th birthday parties. Sometimes we'll even get a 18-year-old birthday party, and we get to play different types of gaming and gambling. But we've obviously in the past over a decade, we've grown it, and it's so much more now than just a casino night. We have DJs and photo booths and caricature artists and balloon artists and bartenders. And from there, we branched off and even bought a wedding venue
Wow.
because it was part of the event process. And we grew and grew. So it's a lot of fun. And our biggest thing is we get the blessed opportunity of seeing people on their best day, because what's more fun than a good time with your family and friends? So
Yes. That's awesome. So now that you kind of branched out into multiple, like I guess, segments in the event world, right? You started off with casinos, and that's a really big piece of your operation. But since you branched out into the other like verticals of like DJs and just all the other experiences you can provide, have you noticed is something picking up a little more versus not? What does that look like?
photo booths is a huge hit. So that picked up really well within the casino night realm, because it's a nice, easy upsell, right? We're already there. We're already setting up the casino equipment. Hey, do you want to add a photo booth? It's already in the van. It's not a huge deal. And we come in a lot cheaper because it's already in the van. You just toss it in there. Hey, for an
Yeah.
extra $300, well, we can add a photo booth to your event, and people already want them.
Yep.
The neat part with that, though, is we were able to branch off and create a photo booth company. So then if people want to have a photo booth at for their wedding, not even at our venue, but just wedding in general or the event, they were just calling our photo booth company. Same company. It's still the casino night, but we just show up with the photo booth. So, but that's a big one. DJs is the other big one.
Yep.
Those are probably the two main things people usually add. And it just depends on the event and the time of year. Christmas time, we get, do you guys have a Santa? We'll get it Christmas time. I mean, we do. We have a buddy that,
That's cool.
so yeah.
That's awesome, man. Just trying to be able to cater to whatever really comes in, right? That's awesome.
Yeah. And
So
that's our goal. We're really in the business of making relationships, and that's with the clients, and then just with all those interconnections we've had, even the relationship with you and the blessings that has brought our entire organization, really.
that's awesome. Going back, just focusing on casino because that's where you were built from. What goes into creating a successful casino experience operation? That's a really cool operation, and people always want the Vegas style. Like, so what they want that full experience. So what goes into all that?
So biggest thing on our end is simplicity. So we never want a client to feel overwhelmed. We get to plan a party every day, all the time. We're doing 75, 80 events a year of throwing casino nights. We do it in our sleep. But for a client's perspective, it's a huge thing. Whether it's, hey, my dad's turning 50 this year, and I want to throw just a little home party with just 3 tables, there's 30 people, or hey, we have our corporate Christmas party and there's 250 people that are going to be here at this event. We want to make sure it's simple. So we really walk through the client of this. This is the easiest way. This is the simplest way. We're always flexible. We can do anything they want. But traditionally speaking, we take their guest count and we cultivate. This is the suggested tables and types of tables and the amount of tables that we would suggest based off of our years of data and expertise. And then we try to make it really easy to where we show up before their event. We do all the setup for them. We have casino vouchers that we just hand to each client. On the casino voucher, it even says like you can cash this in at any table to get funny money, and then you're going to gamble. And so we try to make it a very smooth transition. When the table's open, we just go straight. Like we're gaming for 3 hours straight. People can come and move, be on one table, move to another. But what's really important is our dealers are very well trained and also teaching the games. So we're not just there, you got to step in and know it. Craps is a very rare, 10% of people know how to play it, but everyone's always intrigued. And we always say, hey, there's never a better time than right now to come and learn because it's not real money.
Yeah, perfect. I'd be that guy.
We'll buy them in even like, we'll put in the initial $50 for you and let's teach you. And we teach them the simple basic rules. And then we kind of add a little more and a little more and a little more. So they're having a good time and they feel taken care of even on a smaller level, whether it's 200 people or 30 people. That dealer is in charge of those people at their table. Like these are my people. These are who I'm in charge of right now. And then in the night, we cash everyone in. We give them raffle tickets and we raffle off prizes. That's the one thing the client does do is we say, hey, we usually suggest getting one prize per 10 people. Doesn't need to be big. It could be a $20 Starbucks gift card. Corporate event, sometimes it's a trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
But the intent is then you feel like you're there's something there. You're gaming for something. There's something you're trying to gain.
Yeah, totally. Well, on that, like when it comes to, I guess, a staffing perspective, finding your dealers, it's such a niche, right? How do you go about finding dealers? Like this being such a niche, and if it's tough and you have bigger dealer calls, like on events, like you need more, maybe do you have a training process you put staff through? Like, how do you go about staffing?
Yeah, so we definitely train, and that's we were blessed because our business started up at Northern Arizona University. So when it started in the college. So finding college kids was really easy, right? Hey, you want to make an extra $60 next weekend? You just come and you work for 3 hours, and we cut your check on the spot. And they were like, sure.
Yeah, of course.
we would find a lot of these college kids, especially at that time in our lives, because that was our age. So it was pretty easy. As we moved out of the college and we started really branching into building the business into all of Arizona, not just in the college town that it started in, that's where staffing became a little more difficult. But thankfully, it is a extremely fun job, and we pay fair compensation as well. So usually what ends up happening is we have our core dealer team, and hey, I have a friend, Johnny, that really wants to start doing this on the side for some extra cash. Oh, sweet. Hey, we have an event this day. How about you have Johnny come an hour early? We'll get him kind of trained up. But then we usually make sure Johnny there's someone there with him to where he starts to get trained and he looks good, seems good. Okay, now he can start doing it on his own. And then when you start doing it on your own, we start with blackjack for everyone. Well, hey, John, you've been kicking butt at blackjack. You want to come an hour early next week? We'll start teaching you roulette. Sure. Hey, you've been kicking butt at roulette. You want to come an hour next week? We'll start teaching you craps. Absolutely. So to where they want to know more games too, because the more games you know, the more I can staff you on. Because we don't just have blackjack. We have all these other tables. And if my blackjack tables are filled, but we still need a craps dealer. So that kind of thing.
What's the demand behind, like when you're doing these casino events, like is blackjack the hot one? Is it poker, like craps, or is it a mixture?
So definitely a mixture. Blackjack is always the standard because it's something that from a client perspective, almost everyone knows and understands blackjack. Yeah. From a dealer perspective, it's an easy game to teach. Because most people have that general idea of, hey, I want to get as close to 21 as possible without busting. It's an easy game to teach from a dealer perspective, from a client perspective. So that's kind of our baseline. Like we're going to do blackjack always. From there, craps is probably our second most popular game in the sense of everyone wants it, but we don't do a lot of them because a lot of people are still intimidated by it. So we always, we have blackjack, craps, and then roulette. Poker, not a big thing. And that's partially because of us. We actually don't promote it. Anyone can go home and have a poker party with your 10 best friends. Yeah. That's not what this is about. This is about a high energy, fun environment, moving around, mingling. It's supposed to feel like
quick.
A party.
Yeah, quick. Yeah.
You put out a poker table and, let's say it's a 40-person house party and there's 10 people that are just sitting there having a serious poker game. It really takes away from the good house party vibe. So we always, we try to reserve that for if there's 200 people and we know there's going to be some people that just want to sit and play poker all night.
Yeah.
But traditionally speaking, it's not what we push. It's going to be the blackjack, the craps, the roulette. And then if they want a poker, we do like a 3-card. So it's still poker, but blackjack style in the sense of it's fast paced and against the dealer, not against each other. So,
got it. That's cool. That's really neat, man. So what are some of the biggest operational challenges that you face within what you do?
So honestly, it's staffing.
That's a big
thing. At the base of our company, when we first starting out, the core 10 dealers was really easy. When we get into, we need 30 in a night or 40 in a night, and then we have multiple events in a night where we have 3 or 4 events in a night, that becomes the challenge, especially multiple events, because it's not only about staffing the tables, but then also we need managers that know how to set them up. So I need to have 4 quality good managers on different events with making sure the right equipment is in the right vehicles with the right managers at the right time.
Yes.
Yeah, that they can speak well to the clients. Like, it's not that they just know how to set it up, but they're also a good face for the company.
Yep.
And then 2, even if they're small events, 6 tables, 5 tables, when you got 4 of them out, that's 20 dealers that you're trusting that's going to get there on time, professionally dressed, and that kind of thing. When we first started out, up until honestly we got your program, staffing was our biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Because we would need to send everyone right away a message like, hey, and we're just texting them, hey, we have an event this day, this time, are you available? Sure. And then we got to make sure to message them the follow-up, and we have people dropping and we have people adding, and well, who was available, who wasn't available, especially if we have multiple events, and which are all across the valley. So for some people it's 5 minutes away, for some people it's 2 hours away, and knowing where they all lived in comparison of the event. So it made it a stressful struggle. And then day of, sending them those reminders and making sure they show up. And do we still have dealers if someone gets sick that day that said they were available? So just all that record was literally just text messages and a pen and paper. And it was that is the nightmare of it, where the program you guys have is what really has streamlined it. We don't stress about staffing anymore at all. We make sure people are trained. And once they're trained, they go onto our list. And from there, it's really simple.
Yeah. And then when it comes to categorization of staff, do you utilize that when you build out your positions, like dealer level 1, level 2, level 3, or once they're in, you I don't know, how do you categorize it in a certain way? Other clients get creative on how they utilize that. So
great question. We've thought about it. We try to have a very tight-knit business. We really do care about everyone, even though they're just gig to gig. We care about, and we form these relationships with a lot of people that work for us. And because of that, we kind of already know who has the seniority, who knows the most games, who's been around a long time and does a really good job. So when we just have a 4-table event and 10 people are available, it's actually really easy for us to just go through and only add the 4 people that are cream of the crop and seniority, if you will. So we don't actually usually move people around in our system in that sense of tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, because we know them and know where their skill level is. Where we do have it tiered out different is our vendors. So our DJs, our photographers, our photo booth people, that kind of stuff is in their own tier, because they're obviously not there to deal. They're there to do a very different style. And we have multiple of all of them too, to make sure we can always staff. So
that's awesome. So I guess once you implemented, going from pen to paper and implemented it, you kind of already spoke to it, but what has been the biggest improvement, or how much time has it saved you now being able to, once you got it, obviously you got to get it dialed, got to get familiar with the software, get it going. But once you got rocking and rolling, how has that been?
I mean, I say it saved 90% of time. Like we would spend,
that's awesome.
During busy season, we would spend damn near 10 hours a week just staffing. And that got cut down to 30 minutes.
That's amazing.
Because we don't even have to send out the reminder messages. So we know, and the way that program is built, it even puts it in their calendar. So we know that they're getting hit with, hey, here's the available events. And then they just go in. So we then just click approve, like we want these guys to work. And then it sends them that message. We have it set up to send them a message a week before. So that gives us a week if someone decides to drop at that week before reminder. Oh, we still have a week. And then the day before, and then the day of. And it has all the details built in, where we used to add all those details to what we called a matrix system. And if anything changed in the matrix system, we then had to text them, hey, there was a change, make sure to double check it, this, that, and the other. Now it's just all built in. And even from our perspective, I don't have to add anything to my calendar anymore. We just added the event staff and it goes into our calendar. So it really, really helps that it saves us so much time. He's doing great. It all came at the right time. But my brother-in-law took over our staffing, and that was like his job. Just an easy part-time 10-hour-a-week job. It got rid of the whole position. We didn't need that anymore. Someone to do that.
Saving costs. Yeah, saving on costs and all that for sure. So what would you say to another, like a casino entertainment company that's just getting started? Any tips and tricks you have being in this industry, or as long as you have, that would, that it would maybe encourage, or if they're already there, any tips to, streamline things or make things a little more efficient that you've stumbled upon in your experience?
So feeding into your dealers' relationships is important. Like know your crew, know who they are, where they live. And it sounds silly, but they want to keep dealing. They want to be there. We have team members that have been doing it for 10 years. The $65, $80 they make for a night of work when they have full-time, like they're adults, they have full-time salary jobs. They don't need the cash, but they still enjoy the work. And a big part of that is because we feed in them and they love coming and seeing the team and being a part and being around. So it feels good and it feels nice in that sense. Any company starting out as well, get the appropriate table ratio. So there's actually an Alaskan company we were helping work with, and they they bought 2 craps tables, 2 roulette tables, 2 blackjack tables. They have 6 tables, but it wasn't proportionate to how most casino parties work. I would highly suggest, okay, you want 1 craps, 1 roulette, and like 3 to 4 blackjack. And then we kind of push them. You already have 2 blackjack, 2 roulette, 2 craps. Hey, why don't you buy 4 more blackjack? So then at least you can slice it and create 2 events in a night, rather than right now they were just stuck with 1, because you need at least the 2 blackjack at almost any event. So don't overdo it. We call it a casino in a box. We branched out to Tennessee a couple years ago, and we just started off with one craps, 3 blackjack, a roulette, and a 3-card poker. So everything you need was there. And that allowed us to do 125 person events. So not these 200-300 like we sometimes do here in Arizona, but we could do a big event, but also allowed us all the small house parties really easily.
Is there a minimum? Like, do you guys is there a minimum you have? Like, will you do 1 table, or is there like a minimum amount that?
Yes and no. We do 1 table, but we charge it at a rate of 2 tables. We always go get a second, with the exception of sometimes we get that random, hey, we just want to drop off. So like we just,
cool. So rent tables.
Yeah, they just wanted to drop off of, can we just get the craps table for the night? And then in that case, it's like cool. we charge at a rate of 1, but usually it's 2, because that's what makes it profitable to drive out there and pay the guy to set up and tear down and deal. And then kind of going back to that staffing and question of 1 table or 2 tables, et cetera. We traditionally speaking, our manager for the night also deals that same night, because if it's a 4-table event, a 5-table event, we don't need someone just walking around the whole night.
Right.
But once we get up to the 8, 9, 10 tables, we usually transition the manager that does the setup to be a walk around, because we have so many staff. There's 8, 9, 10, 15 staff members. But if someone needs to go pee, what if there's a problem?
Yeah.
At that point, we actually, when it's only 5 staff members, they're all well seasoned. When we have 15 staff members, some of these guys are a little newer. So we want to make sure there's a walk around manager kind of paying a little closer attention to them and making sure they're not messing up. Because
that's your pit boss. And then we call it a pit boss, right?
Yep. So we have our pit boss out there. So that's kind of a good way to have it, is we have our core team, then we have our extended team. And our extended team comes in when we're at 10, 11, 12 tables. But then we also have that pit boss that's paying attention to those newer guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how do you see the casino entertainment and private events industry headed? Like, do you see it evolving at all?
No, I'm going to say evolving. We cultivated with a buddy in Florida that started these co-luau's that are really neat. And it's unique to us a little bit, to where they're more high energy events, to where not only are you making money by gambling, but we hire a DJ that's there that's making these announcements. And hey, we're gonna play YMCA, and if I see you doing YMCA at your table, you'll get an extra $200.
Oh, that's cool.
And every just 10 to 15 minutes, there's just this silly little interactive thing, even with your dealer. Your dealer's doing it too. Hey, I want you to learn your dealer's name. And then 5 minutes goes by. All right, if you shout your dealer's name at the top of your lung on the count of 3, you'll get an extra $100 a piece. 1, 2, 3, and everyone shouts it. So we kind of found this cool niche of a more high energy casino night, rather than just, casino nights are fun at the base level, but if you want to take it a step further, this is a way to take it a step further. That's
cool. Being really creative. I think you see that approach across hospitality, entertainment. People are just trying to figure out different ways to entertain people. And it makes me think of kind of what you're talking about. For some reason, I just started thinking of the Savannah Bananas, and that base, like being the casino of that, your team just busts out and dance. Like, what? Like, that's exactly cool. Like all dressed up, decked out, like a certain different way. Like, I don't know. That'd be cool. Like,
I didn't put the correlation together until you said that. And that is definitely kind of the feel when we do that style of it.
Yeah, it's just separating yourselves, because what can you do different to continue to evolve and to grow your business? And people want that kind of entertainment. So that's awesome. Always looking for those better ways. Do you have any goals over the next few years for your business in particular? Like, I know you're evolving and starting to bring on more offerings to your operation. But is there any, like, I know you just mentioned expansion into Nashville. Do you plan to expand more, or what does that look like?
So we're always looking to expand for sure. But we like expanding to areas that we know and love. So like we really love Nashville. For a little bit there, we were even in Palm Springs. So we had a partnership with a company out there that hired us once a week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, that company just shut down. So it was really sad for us. Yeah. So we're always open to expand. I guess our biggest goal right now is we want to have a casino night a week. Is kind of where is our biggest goal right now, of just a self goal. So funny enough, we'll do 70 in a year, but of that 70, 40 of them is in November, December.
So you're just inundated.
Yeah, to where that's great. Because that's prime time. Everyone's throwing their holiday parties, so we'll do 3 or 4 a night, and that's
Jeez.
fantastic. But we would like to see then January through October, where we at least have one a week, is kind of our biggest goal and push right now. So we've been playing around with different things, whether it be Google Ads and other partnerships, to help make sure that we're just getting that constant flow during the rest of the year.
Nice. And what about like any organizations? Are you targeting any organizations that, you can get involved with to help with the growth on your operation?
Yeah, so a big thing that we have started doing is with, I don't know much about timeshares, and I'm sure you might not know much about timeshares either, but people that own timeshares, they always have something they can go and do, whether it's, come to this and well, 2 free baseball tickets, or come to this meeting and you get a $100 gift card to Disneyland, or just these weird little things. And a partnership we've really worked on is having casino nights as one of the incentives that people can go and do.
Oh,
And
cool.
partnering with these different organizations to do that.
That's awesome. That's really cool, man. Well, I wanted to say thank you so much, Joshua. I greatly appreciate our partnership and everything that you have going on, and you've been a very great customer of ours, and I hope we stay together for a very long time.
Oh, of course, and we definitely will. Trust me, we are so happy with the product, and we know it just gets better and better. I'm
Awesome.
just waiting for that HoneyBook integration. That's it.
That's it. We need to have you reached out to them because we could use
Oh, I've sent emails.
that.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, awesome. That's perfect. Yeah, that helps us out a ton. Well, again, thank you so much, and I just wish you guys all the best.
Thank you. You too.